Esther had an interesting experience coming off the cruise ship and making the transport over here, because as they come off the cruise ship, some of you have done it, some of you just did it, the luggage is all in a big place. All of the luggage, they take it from you the night before, which makes getting off the ship really easy. You just bring a very small bag of things you couldn't live without through the night. And so there your bags are, and there's quite a frenzy, a lot of people, a lot of bags, a lot of sifting and sorting. And the wonderful people that were helping Esther and all of this great team off the ship were sort of guiding them, and Esther could see her 3 bags, her 3 very big bags, and all was well. They were on the luggage cart, but Esther started getting this feeling of discomfort about the luggage. And she wanted to tell herself that it was irrational, but it was a strong feeling of something not going the way she wanted it to go. Now, you could say it was a little bit like falling a little bit out of an airplane, because there was a momentum to it. Esther felt it rather strongly. And she wanted to do what she really does well. She wanted to wrestle it to the ground and kill it. She wanted to stand there and watch the bags and make sure that the right bags got put in the right van, because she's a smart girl and she has seen the wrong luggage go in the wrong van to the wrong place on more than one occasion. So she has a vibrational pattern about things maybe potentially going wrong, or she has psychic sensing about things maybe potentially going wrong. Ooh, what to do? Which is it? Which is it? Am I falling out of an airplane and I should just wait for a minute and it'll be over? So Esther decided, I'm going to once and for all, under this stressful condition, behave myself. I'm going to put myself in the van like all my staff wants me to do. They want me to take my worrisome self and get out of the way. So Esther took her worrisome self and she got out of the way. She got on the van and she thought about falling from an airplane, and she thought about going general. Things are always working out for me. But she questioned, what is this feeling about? And does it matter at all? And then she remembered that just a few days ago on the cruise that we spent quite a bit of time talking about when you have that negative emotion is really not the time to try to get to the bottom of it, because there's enough momentum that if you try to get to the bottom of it in the middle of it, you'll just amplify it. And so Esther thought, I'll just go general. And she thought, things always work out for me. She thought how well everything had been going. She felt appreciation for this magnificent crew that goes with her nearly everywhere she goes, who make sure as best they can that everything is the way she wants it to be. They arrived at the hotel and Esther's bags were there. So was everyone else's bags. And Esther thought, so Esther, what was that about? And then they pull off a bag that didn't belong to any of them. Belonged to one of the clients who was on the ship, some very well-meaning person. They had stolen her bag. They'd stolen her bag and away they had run. Esther felt some measure of relief about it. It's always satisfying to see the thing that has gone wrong that matches my sensing of something going wrong. And then Esther spent a good part of the night trying to figure out if it had gone wrong because of her, or if it was going wrong and she sensed it. And we say a little bit of both. However, what we really want you to hear about that is we don't want you to be shy about following your impulse, because you have guidance for a reason. And when you are standing in a situation where you feel that something is not the way you want it to be, is it so wrong of you to get out and look at the names on the tags? Because the people who were handling the bags had never seen any of these bags before. They didn't know any of these people before. They really were not in a position to really know how to do what Esther knew how to do. So would it have been so wrong for her to take action? And this is really what we're wanting to talk with you about. We want you to find this wonderful marriage between the inspiration that you feel, your vibrational reading, your intuitiveness, the inspiration that comes through, the guidance that is coming from broader perspective, and how your action fits into it, you see. We want you to be the physical beings that you are and to apply the action that you know how to apply. We just want you to do it from this place of vibrational alignment. Now, we have to say to you that we want Esther to know that it is not possible for her to have negatively created, because there has never been a happier girl anywhere on the planet than she was being in that moment. In other words, they'd come off the most successful, most delightful, most fun-filled week. Esther said, I laughed more in the last 7 days than I have in the last 7 years. In other words, there was so much fun that was going on. And so she should know when she asks that question. Now, she knows she has some residual stuff going on because she likes the right luggage to end up in the right van and go to the right place. All of you do. But she also knows that she was in a good vibrational place. And because she was in a good vibrational place, she was getting intuitive inspiration from broader perspective that was giving her an understanding that there was something that was a little amiss there. And it was not a magical thing to understand, because there was chaos that she was witnessing anywhere. In other words, there were too many bags and too few people moving these bags in too many places at too high rate of speed. It was a perfect storm happening, really. And so what's wrong with using your ability to think? What's wrong with using your logic? So then she is sitting in the van and she is thinking, those around me expect me to be good. And I don't exactly feel like being good. I feel like sort of stomping around and looking at luggage tags. I feel like that. And we would like to give Esther right here and now permission to do exactly that anytime she feels like it. And all of you as well, because you can take this law of attraction crap to a wrong level. You are physical beings here in physical bodies. You've come with eyes and ears and noses and fingertips and tongues. You've come to decipher your time-space reality. You don't need to look into a crystal ball to figure out if your bag's on the bus. You have the ability. We just want a comfortable integration between all of this. And we want you to know that everything is always working out for you. But isn't it fun to be a deliberate creator? Don't you want to be deliberate in that which you are about? And don't you want this perfect vibrational marriage between your intuition and your action? Don't you want to just dance this dance where when you get an impulse, Esther calls it a hit, when you get a hit on something, don't you want to feel it in a very strong way? There are all kinds of things in the works for you, all kinds of things helping you live the life that you want to live. In other words, in the precise category of things are always working out for you. But how do you think that is? Lots of times it's an inspiration of somebody next door to make the phone call. Lots of times it's something that is just coming. In other words, your vortex is full of everything that you want, and your grid, which we're going to talk a lot about here today, is your point of attraction. And as things are flowing from your vortex into your grid, there is a momentum. That's what inspiration is. That's the details filling in. All of those things are things working out for you. But when you get freaky and you start saying, I'm the creator of my own reality and I'm responsible for everything that goes right, yay, and I'm responsible for everything that goes wrong, less yay. Boo, I'm responsible for my own life experience. We want you to relax and have more fun and loosen up and follow your intuition. And most of all, and this is the point that we're making, the most important point that we make all day or ever, 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 ever for the likes of you deliberate creators. There are two ways for you to know how your vibration is. In other words, your guidance system really is about the vibrational variance between who you have become because of all you've lived and what's in your vortex. In other words, you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. Those do wants, what I do want, what I do want, what I do want is going into this vortex. And the vortex is being held, it's being contained, it's being monitored, it's being managed, it's being known, it's being adored, it's being lived by your inner being. And so who you have become is standing in a vibrational state. And your point of attraction, which is what we are calling your grid, is your conscious readying yourself for the law of attraction based flowing, meaning it's got to match what's in your vortex and what you want, and who you're being and how you're feeling has to be a vibrational match, so that who you are can flow seamlessly into your experience.